there on Madison Parker with Clip to Endure. I'm coming to talk to you right now about this ammo pouch that we had started about, what was it, day before yesterday, I think it was. And here we are. It took about, and now keep in mind that we did not work 8 hours, in a day, any time on this. We've only piecemealed it together. We work on it an hour here, an hour there, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, and it's just, 2 or 3 times during the day when we had a moment in between some of the other things we were doing, we'd sit down and run this. And I'm basically running right now. I'm finishing up. I'm just about done. For all intents and purposes, I could be done right now, but I want to finish it up, make it clean and nice, so it doesn't look ragged and choppy. But I wanted to also talk just for a moment about the technique. With this technique, I'm using a needle on this one. Okay, but you can do this same technique without a needle. You can use the plant fiber as a needle itself, and if you look real closely, the camera can see that. If I have I have to get like a piece of bone, like the bone of a deer leg or something, and I'll take a file and sharpen it off to where it's like a knife point, like a spear point, and I have space in between, and I can actually do this same technique without using a needle. So you don't have to have a needle to make a burden basket. Now, when I say a burden basket, I'm talking about something that you carry things in. It's a basket for carrying a burden. A burden in this case is ammo, lead, or steel balls. And for us right now, we're talking about an ammo pouch for our slingshots, which the slingshot needs ammo. Of course, you just carry your slingshot in your hip, but we'll hook this onto our hip and put it on our belt. I'll put loops on this so they'll be sturdy, and then I'll put ammo that deep, and then I can walk with this with no problem and shoot with it. So I'm just about finished. I'm just about done. Let me just run a couple here while the camera is watching. What I'm doing is I'm running to the end. I'm not going to add any more plant fiber to it. I'm going to go ahead and finish this out, and probably what I do to finish it out is I'll take and thin this down like this right here. I'll thin it like that goes. This goes. And this goes right there. So now that's going to make everything I've got much thinner real quick. And like I say, if you're not using a needle, you can just separate this fiber with your little awl. It's like a sewing awl, but it's made out of bone or wood. The Indians used them a lot to punch. Basically, they would punch the hole and follow the hole with this, which is your actual cord or your thread. This is your thread. You just point that off and cut it sharp and use this as the needle itself. So you don't have to have a steel needle. You can actually use a wooden needle, you can use a bone needle, you can use a steel needle, or you can just use this plant fiber itself as a needle. And there's so many techniques to this particular type of basket that I'm making. The techniques are endless. I mean, there's dozens of different techniques to this particular kind of basket. And like I say, you're not limited to any one technique. You can do whichever technique you want, whether you use a steel needle, a wooden needle, a bone needle, or no needle at all. In which case, the no needle at all is just using the thread itself as a needle, and you use an awl. It's AWL, an awl, to punch a hole and follow it through with your thread. So that was a common characteristic that the North American Indians used to make their baskets when they didn't have steel needles years and years ago. They would punch a hole with an awl, usually made out of bone, and they would follow that with their thread tip and then sew it together like that. And then as the Europeans came, you know, of course they made needles out of bone, but as the Europeans came and the frontiersmen came and started to settle in the North America, you know, they brought with them steel needles. And of course in this case I'm using a steel needle today, but I've made literally, you know, dozens of baskets with no needle at all. But it just depends on what you're doing and what your project is and what your finished product you want it to look like. There's a lot of variables in it. You want it to look nice, you don't want it to look junky and trashy. And you can see how it's starting to reduce. See how thin this is getting? I'll finish this thread out and then I'll cut it off and I'll be done. So you're seeing the very end of what we started a day and a half, 2 days ago with this plant fiber basket. And be advised also that, let me remind you that we didn't work on this straight. We didn't work on it non-stop. We just worked on it when we got slow, you know, when nothing else was going on and some of our other little projects are finished. And it looks like I'm going to have to go one more time, piece of thread, and I'm not going to go all the way. See, that's just a piece of yucca fiber, plant fiber, and I just stuck it in the end of a needle with a big eye on it. This will be my last couple passes right here as the camera watches me finish. Just a couple more twists and turns and I'll be done. We'll have some ammo pouch for slingshots. Field style, you know, very little equipment, very little product. Just plant fiber, scissors, and a knife. That's basically it. And I'm finishing this thing up, but just want to remind you guys that are watching, that are interested in any of these skills, you know, we provide these skills, we provide this training here at Equipped to Endure, and you know, we want to share this knowledge, but at the same time, you know, as you're watching it on YouTube or Equipped to Endure website, you can't really learn field skills without actually getting in the field. There's a certain amount of good things that come from a video, and there's a lot of things that you can learn by watching videos, but you can't get your hands on the tree, you can't get your hands on the plants, you can't get your hands, you know, in the dirt if you're watching it on video. You can only just watch and you know, try and take something away. Teach you how to make ammo pouches for your slingshot. Teach you how to make slingshots themselves. Teach you how to shoot and hunt with them. Teach you how to make spears. This spear that we had finished the other day, spears. You see this? Really nice spear that we made. Would really be good for just about any small game. You just harden this thing up, fire harden it, sharpen it off, and stick it in a deer or a turkey or something like that. But anyway, and we have courses available year-round, summer, winter, fall, spring. We do it all. We teach you everything. We're really into the primitive hunting skills, very much like the North American Indians did 200 years ago with primitive weapons and bows and arrows and slingshots and spears and things like that. So we really are anxious and hopeful that you're going to come and sign up for a course and let us share some of our knowledge and even learn some of the things that you might have to share with us. So we hope that we'll see you soon, and you know, we look forward to it, you coming and spending time with us. And I think we finished this basket. Basically, there it is. It's a complete plant fiber handmade ammo pouch. You can run this over with a truck and it wouldn't hurt it. You flatten it, bend it, do whatever you want. You can shape it however you want. This, and then I'll hook that to my belt. Then I'll have a place to drop, you know, put my hand down in and grab the ammo and shoot. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video on how to make a handmade ammo pouch from plant fiber, from the field for the field. So again, I'm Madison Parker. I'm with Equipped to Endure. And remember that if you're not always prepared, you're never prepared. Thanks for watching.